So yeah, pretty much wasted my money on that shit.
Yeah, no, honestly, I dropped off of Call of Duty
That's probably why, because
a
they
couple
fucking
years
support
ago.
sucks.
The biggest change was when Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out, and you could fly like 50 feet in the air. That shit
No,
was kind of
yeah.
stupid. But Bears World, the podcast you're listening to right now, with your
Right,
favorite
right, right.
guest, Samil Patel. How art thou doing today?
I'm doing good, babe. How are you?
Yeah, we just kind of transition smoothly off of talking about how shit Call of Duty has gotten into the
Yeah.
intro.
Oh, you're already recording? My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. We were talking pretty smooth, so I just hit the button, man. Get the flow going.
Hey, Call of Duty can suck my dick. Or not even Call of Duty, Activision, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about Call of Duty. Honestly, that's a good thing to start off with. You know, a lot of people know what Call of Duty is. A lot of people can relate. Uh, like I said earlier, Call of Duty is not really my type of game. I feel like that's still like one of the most played games though with Warzone.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I started off playing Call of Duty. That's pretty much the only thing I played other than like Smite or some random some other games like Time and Time.
Yeah, that definitely used to be my favorite or most played game back when.
Like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops days.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was crazy. I used to put in like 10-hour on the weekends. I used to do 10 hours straight. It was grinding. I love searching their stores, so that's all I've been playing.
That's
Crazy. 10 hours fucking playing straight video games. I miss those days.
Yeah, back when you didn't have to worry about bills, you didn't have to do shit. You could just
No
come home
work.
from school, be a Friday night. You wouldn't go to sleep till Saturday morning.
Exactly.
I don't even know what the newest COD is out right now. Honestly, like
It's Vanguard.
Vanguard's the newest one.
Yeah, I think.
Let's see, newest COD, Call of Duty games. Yeah, Vanguard. Did it just come out or?
Yeah, I think it came out back in November. It's been out for like 2, 3 months, but
Oh, okay.
I'm still fucking bro. I've been checking this fucking website every single day under review. How am I under review if I haven't even played a game? I'm gonna
Because
get my money back.
yeah, I don't even think I bought in the last couple of Call of Duties. I just have Warzone because it's free.
Uh, now we know why fucking Call of Duty fell off
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think people just realize it's the same game, basically.
over and
Just
over.
yeah,
Yeah.
just different skins, different guns, just
I'm
restarting
not
all over again, re-unlocking all the shit, all the content, new maps.
I'm not
Not
gonna lie. I like the fucking Advanced Warfare because there's like different flow.
yeah, I guess. I mean, I think Noah said he liked that one, but don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure.
I think I was playing with Noah and Christian and Jesus during Advanced Warfare. That's when I got a PS4. I think.
Good old PS4 days. You could probably get a
Bro, it's been
PS4 for like $100 now.
yeah.
That's such a
Is
steal.
the PS5 and the Xbox still sold out? I was checking like 2 months ago. I couldn't get one like
I,
actual in stores.
I have no clue. I wouldn't be surprised because like we got the chip shortage going on. That's
Uh,
like the biggest problem for all of our electronics and like car manufacturing and shit right now. Because did you know
yeah,
95% of our fucking chip processing manufacturing shit is done in Taiwan?
yeah, that's crazy. Okay, and I mean, supposedly we're supposed to start making more chips here in the United States, but
That would be the smart thing to do, you would think, right?
yeah, so if like there's another pandemic or some bullshit that happens, we're not gonna be shorted on that stuff.
Yeah, we can't be so like reliant on other countries and shit. We gotta be able to self-produce and self help. You know, we can't just have our entire economy and systems shut down because of other people in the world.
Yeah, I got a car pretty much like a year and a half ago, and my car values remain the same because of the shortage, which is pretty good for me, but damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, some people's cars actually have gone up quite a lot, but that's like one of the biggest things. Like, used cars are like going through the roof.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking I don't know if you heard, but I was looking at the news like a couple days ago. Bill Gates apparently said like, yeah, COVID's dying out, COVID pandemic's getting better, but we gotta watch out for the next pandemic. I was going through the comments and everyone's like getting on his ass like, yeah, if you made the virus, you're gonna know when it's gonna come out.
Yeah, whoever controls the virus controls the news.
Didn't he invest in
A
one of the
fuck ton
vaccine
of
companies?
farmland. I wouldn't be
Uh,
surprised that Bill Gates invests in vaccines. I'm pretty sure I do remember hearing about this. The
he was like one of
Somil.
the first people to start getting on the vaccine tip.
Oh, I see what you're talking. Bill Gates warns of deadly new pandemic, even worse than COVID.
Crazy
As he,
part was that's what he before COVID happened, 2 3 years before that, he's like, yeah, we gotta watch out for pandemic. At that
it,
time, no one was really thinking about it.
yeah, no, they see that. Well, they how much control and shit they could take away whenever this shit went down, and population control. Yeah, he fucking found he pledged 150 million to the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation CEPI, which will help fight COVID as well as any further pandemics.
Tell me about this freedom convoy you're telling me about in Canada. They're linked together, right? It has something to do with the pandemic or the COVID.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, what's going on is there's a bunch of truckers, like 50,000 truckers, in Canada that are
Oh,
occupying Ottawa right now, trying to fight
gotcha.
the vaccine mandate. That's the only thing they're fighting for. That's the only thing they want. And
They're
go ahead.
they're trying to require them to get vaccinated, right? Like all the truckers.
Yeah, trying to mandate the vaccine, and like I'm pretty sure like Canada's um, Canada's vaccine rate is like one of the highest in the world right now. Countrywide, let's see.
I heard Australia is doing the same thing too. Like they're pretty strict on their vaccine rules.
Yeah, Canada has at least partially vaccinated 85.35% and at least fully vaccinated 80%. This is from usnews.com. You can like look at all the people fully vaccinated in all these countries, and it shows, damn, the United States, United Arab Emirates is fucking 94.1% fully vaccinated.
You know, if you don't get vaccinated, they'll chop your hand off.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, no, basically what's going on though is like basically they're just trying to fight the mandate, and a bunch of people are, you know what GoFundMe is and Give Send Go.
Oh yeah,
You've
yeah,
been
yeah.
hearing about that, yeah. So basically, the Canadian government, well, basically Justin Trudeau, who's been fighting against the trucker convoys for like what 3 weeks now, going on almost to a month. There's just started arresting people on the bridge that was connected to Canada and United States. They started arresting people, I think, yesterday uh, for peaceful protest. And then if you look through, you can see the media just completely construing a bunch of lies and fake information, calling them racist, stealing food from the homeless. And like you could literally like look up video clips of Justin Trudeau saying this shit. And there's people constantly live streaming and reporting on the ground there where this is going. And they have people saying like slash their tires, cut the gas, arrest them if they have gas cans trying to help. And they're freezing funds with no court orders in Canada, and completely froze the funds of Give, Send, Go and um, GoFundMe. But GoFundMe was the worst though, because they tried to steal like the $10 million that these people were trying to donate to the truckers, and then just give it to their charity of choice.
Really?
Yeah, but there was so much backlash, they ended up just refunding everything.
I was gonna say that's illegal. Sounds illegal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Justin Trudeau just called in like some like countermeasure to enact like power over the people and start arresting.
When did he become the prime minister? And was it recently? Or has he been there for a while?
I think he's been there for a while,
The
but
reason why I was asking is I heard the prime minister before him ordered something. He was crazy also.
yeah, I'm not surprised it's Canada. A lot of people feel like or think that Canada is like the same as America because they're like right next to us, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
They actually have like a Freedom Convoy Canada.com website. Freedom protest duration 22 days, 23 hours, 55 minutes, 55 seconds. That's crazy.
I mean, I kind of support them. At the end of the day, you can't really force vaccine mandates like that, in my opinion.
But one of their biggest arguments is that they're basically alone in their cabs their whole time for like hours. On like, there's no real point for them to get the like be forced to take a vaccine when like 80% of the country is already vaccinated, and that these people are alone driving for like 10, 12 hours a day, not seeing no
They s-
one, just doing their
they
own
sleep
thing.
in their truck also too, so it's not like they're going out all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of Canadians are also saying this is kind of like a spillover from the American society and fucking the cultural issues going on with all of our freedom issues right now. We're speaking out on like you got all these movements going on, freedom of speech, all this bullshit. Obviously, left versus right. Everything's just so politicized now to like the teeth and bones of just the bare bone society that like you can't escape from politics.
Yeah, true. Fuck Corona.
Definitely made the world a lot interesting. You really see. I feel like it also exposed a lot of the one percenters and people in power with how greedy and what's the word fucking
You're having a brain fire right now.
yeah,
There
hypocritical.
you go.
Yeah, it was fucking real
Oh yes,
heartbreaking.
I saw that when fucking especially in California, the people that are imposing the mask laws, they
And
don't
New
even wear
York,
masks
yep.
themselves. Yeah.
You can see him going into there's like specific examples of people like I can't remember. I think it was
You heard I heard one at Met Gala where like all the servers and
oh yeah,
yeah
all
all
the servers are wearing masks, but all the fucking rich famous people there just attending weren't wearing a
yeah
mask at all. And
yeah
how
exactly.
oh there's this fat teacher controversy
You said
for
fat teacher?
well, so there's this controversy of this teacher who didn't wear mask in front of kids. It was this like whole oh what was her name?
He
Is
made
this
his students
woman?
wear them.
Yeah, it's like this woman's been like advocating hella fucking. I can't remember her name at the moment, but she's been advocating like a lot of mask mandates and all this shit, and that children need to wear this and be constantly fucking forced to wear the mask and stay apart and don't talk to each other and all this shit. And then she's like reading a story. It's this fat white lady. You're reading like she was apparently like doing a book reading for these kids, and they're like all just like around her and shit, and she's in the center, and she just has no mask on, no mask around her. All the kids are masked up to their teeth, boned up, fucking. And then people start calling her out for it. I wish I could remember her fucking name. People start calling her out for it, and she's like, "That's just despicable, all this shit. You can't." It's like calling me out on Black History Month.
What?
This is a Black History Month reading. I'm like, bitch, you're white. Shut the fuck up. And you're the most
It
likely to die from COVID because you're
that's
overweight.
what I say. She should be the one wearing the mask for your obese shit. That's crazy though.
I gotta find this. This is gonna drive me crazy. Black History Month. What's her name? What's her name? What's her name?
Was it here in United States?
Yeah, it was in the United States. God, it's hurting my brain. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it though. I'm gonna have to get that. But God,
Damn, bro. This fucking freedom convoy shit's crazy. I just watched a video where I guess these cops were going through the protesters and they stampled them with their horses. Oh
stomped
crap.
on them.
Yeah, so like there's like 8 and 10 cops there. They're riding their horses, and I guess they're trying to break up the protest. You see like 4 or 5 people fall over. They just kept on walking right through them.
Jesus, that's a lot worse than when
Damn.
you remember the border issues when they said that the people on horseback were whipping the
Oh
people coming over.
yeah,
And it's like, no, those are called horse reins. And if you've ever ridden a horse, you whip a horse like that to be able to fucking make it go forward and trot and shit.
yeah.
And there's literally no way to whip someone with it. And so they took away the horses.
It was put out of context. I remember that. You just saw a picture of a cop on a horse and then some black guy right there,
Yeah.
and they just put it out of context.
That's what the media loves to do, especially if it's white on black crime.
Yeah.
But I think at this point people just need to realize that they can't just look at one news source. They have to look at all the news sources out there, make up your own mind and personal decision after getting all the facts and information yourself, and decide yourself then. Don't just listen to what someone says and just take that as fact and what you believe in now, because that just means
Make
you're
your
a fucking
opinion out
sheep.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have some sense.
Analyze it. Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Not too many people do that these days, unfortunately, my friend.
Oh, um, one thing I want to talk about so is so have you ever done like any kind of like research, or have you ever been taught about like the New York mobsters and shit, like the Gambino family? Um,
No, I've not. I've like obviously seen like some like obviously mobster movies and shit, but nothing like on
eh,
like true history and shit. Like I've heard about like the big guys, Al Capone. You talking about like that kind of game
yeah,
mobsters?
yeah, exactly, yeah. Man, I don't know why, but the past like month and a half, 2 months, have been really interested on this shit. But back in like the 1980s, 70s, it's crazy how much control they had, bro. They control gas, fucking trash control. So essentially, it's crazy. What they would do is they'd steal gas tankers before they got into their city. They steal them and sell them to the gas stations for a little bit cheaper pricing.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's crazy, man. Like fuck. And then the CIA did a whole operation, fucking uh, mic'd up their houses and took them down.
I heard that a lot of people who lived on the same streets as like the mobsters and gangsters like actually felt pretty safe because like you could walk around at night and no one felt like afraid because the
Kind of
mobsters
goes
kept
into
that area safe because it was their
exactly like
territory.
protection. Yeah,
Like not even
exactly.
because like obviously like media and a lot of people construe like gangsters and mobsters like as bad people and typically just straight criminals, but actually like a lot of those people are also like super like familial and they're like community based.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. They're watching out for their hometown or their community, pretty much.
Which I don't blame them. I mean, they're just doing it in a different way than what the government does, and who says which is necessarily right or wrong?
Yeah,
Because who's fucking you
probably
over
also.
more, the government or the people who are actually sitting there protecting you and making your neighborhood safe?
And I live right there with you, also.
Mm-hmm. And they're also part of that fucking that community, and they understand. I think that's where the disconnection between like the super rich, like one percenters and prime ministers and all these people in high positions of government and power, like they're so
They don't
far
have.
off of like what normal human average life is like, and they're so like construed into this like lifestyle of media and just controlling other people's lives that they can't fucking get out of it. I don't know, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, they don't live the daily lifestyle that a typical American would live. You know, going to work 8 hours a day, going home, dealing with whatever you have to deal with around your community.
Worrying about paying bills probably, unless they're just like insane with their money. But I feel like that's
Yeah,
one of the issues that's kind of crazy. Is there's these people like Nancy Pelosi are worth like 17 times their fucking what their net worth is like in the millions, billions, and like you only get paid like a fraction
I,
of that yearly for the working in the Congress. It's like
probably like 100,000. That's it
yeah,
a year. In my opinion, she does insider trading. In my opinion, that should be fucking. If it's illegal for me, it should be illegal for her also.
oh no, because once you get to a certain power of level of power, like a lot of rules don't apply to you. And you've seen that
Um,
constantly throughout COVID. Is like I said with the hypocrisy earlier, like people just in there's like California and New York were like the biggest ones where I think Pelosi also got caught. Like she made it so where her district you couldn't go to hair salons, and like literally that day or like the next day she was caught on video in a hair salon getting a haircut without a mask. And you see all these stories. You can just Google this. Like I'm terrible with names and I can't remember off the top of my head, but
no,
you just Google
I
like hypocritical governors and shit getting caught during COVID. You'll find like a huge list. Like, you can see there's like something about the Texas governor as well.
it's all about controlling people. Like kind of limited it down. Like you can't do this, but I can at the end of the day.
Because they have the money, funds, and worry. Because if you think about it, like all those governors and people were shutting down all these businesses and doing all this shit, but not once did they have to worry about any of that. And truly, because they still got their pay regardless, and wasn't they weren't ever really affected monetarily wise. Because something Joe Rogan likes to say a lot is that he thinks that they should be based their income should be based on how well their like district or fucking little section of what they like rule does like monetarily wise and economically wise in that area. And I'm like, I think that's a pretty smart idea because that actually incentivize good people to do good shit instead of just people just
Exactly.
let it go to shit and just milk off and get the process proceeds and funds themselves.
You remember? I think the thing you were talking about the Texas one was Ted Cruz when they had like a crazy ass snowstorm or free storm. He ended up running to Mexico. All the people that lived in his community got mad about that. It's like, yo, he ran away. He ran away. His job's supposed to be right here, suffering along with us.
Suffer
And
with us.
I mean, I mean, he has the money to do so. I think the thing that really pissed off the Texas people is that he ran away and didn't help out at all. Which
Yeah.
kind of makes sense, especially if you're a governor or community leader. At the end of the day, take care of your people, and that's it.
So that was one of my things. Like I completely understand who controls shipping and US. So you remember the what's his name? The Transportary Secretary Pete Buttigieg was out for 2 months randomly. No one knew, didn't say anything on maternity leave with his not that being gay is wrong, but him and his husband
Wait,
adopted
wait, wait,
a
wait, wait, wait.
baby and they
You could
took
do
like
that?
maternity words and he is the head of the transportation secretary. He was on paid leave for months amid the supply chain crisis. The Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has reportedly been on paid leave for months as the U.S. is facing a historic supply chain crisis that's causing pain for Americans. Basically, look, bro, we get that. Like, I have nothing against the gays or any of that shit. That's do we want, but like, you gotta understand the position you're in at the moment. If you were just working at Target or some shit, yeah, who gives a fuck? Take 2 months off. You're in a very high position, very necessary job. You can't just take off 2 months of paternity leave when
When there's a crisis.
when yeah during a crisis when neither you nor your partner suffered through extraneous physical pain or labor. They literally took pictures with this adopted baby like his husband gave birth to it in like a fucking hospital.
Really?
Yes, bro. They
No, I
have
didn't
baby
see these
pics,
pictures.
bro. Like you
I didn't
gotta
even know you could
understand
do
your
that.
position and role. Like you take on these positions and roles for a reason, and you, oh, dude, that like it just bothers me. Like,
Yeah, I thought maternity leave was when you're actually physically having a baby.
yeah, that's maternity.
And
Sometimes you can get paternal leave, which is for the father,
gotcha. But
but
2 months, that's a little bit of a
yeah, and he didn't fucking do any of the physical labor. He didn't push it out himself. He didn't go through tragic bodily functions and have to recuperate from. No, you should be focusing on the supply chain crisis. But he gets a pass because he's a quote unquote minority.
is he?
He's gay.
Is he? Oh.
He's part of the LGBTQ community, so he gets a pass.
Mm.
Because I mean, it was only in the news for a little bit, bro. Like, I mean,
I
did you?
didn't know about that.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you
Okay,
wouldn't have
yeah.
heard about it from like mainstream media because they wouldn't have like, exposed themselves like that. And apparently, he was being propped up to be like another presidential candidate or VP or some shit. Which like, do you really want that guy who left? Not because he's gay, but just because he left in a position of power and during a crisis for 2 months, still got paid, and they were just sitting there chilling. You know, he didn't have to recover anything. They were immediately just walking around. Yeah, give or take, raising a baby's hard, but when you got two men, and I don't know if his husband works or anything or what, but look, you gotta understand if his husband's like a teacher or some shit. I don't know what he is, but he's gotta stay at home and take care of that baby by himself. Or maybe you have the money to hire someone up, like maybe to help him. Like I just don't understand if
Nanny
you're in this
babysitter.
position, you have You sign papers. You should have to be held to a level of responsibility and a level of like standards. You know, you can't just dip out for 2 months without telling anyone and get paid the whole time and just kind of lounge around during a historical event.
How long has he been in that position for? Has he been doing it for a while?
Has Pete Buttigieg been transport secretary? So let's see. He has been. Pete Buttigieg is currently serves as the 19th Secretary of Transportation, having been sworn in on February 3rd, 2021. So he's only been in office for like a
Here.
year. And then
Jeez.
during that year, like 3 months in, he took 2 months off for paternity leave.
Imagine if you do that like an actual job like a company. After working 3 months, you take paternity leave. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. You're probably most likely not gonna get hired either.
But the thing is, like, they can't fire him because he's gay. If you think about it, because he can then sue them for what was it called, like indiscrimination or discriminational firing because he's gay and he left for paternal leave. I don't know. I feel like because if a straight dude tried to do that, he would have been canned immediately. Especially if he
Yeah.
was a white dude, straight white dude, canned immediately if he did some stupid shit like that.
I mean, you've only worked for 3 months. You're taking another 2 months off. Like,
Yeah, in a super. I just don't understand. It's like, but like, I feel like the people in the top obviously don't give a shit about anyone below us. They get into the position of power. They got money. They got connections. They're
you
fine.
got power. It gets to
Yep.
their head.
Oh, 100%. Humans are just in nature just terrible with power because it just goes straight to our heads. But anyways, let's get on a
Um.
more interesting and lighter note. Let's go back to these mobsters you were talking about. So we kind of
Oh.
sidetracked a little bit.
Well, the reason I brought him up is I'm not sure if you saw, but like half a year ago now, we live here in Florida, so I'm not sure if you guys know the rapper Glock 9. He had the longest indictment page ever, 750 pages of kidnapping, robbery, getting people shot.
Oh my god.
750, man. And
Like, was that
I
like
didn't.
the country record?
Yeah.
Like,
So I
oh
think
my
I think the
god.
I think right before I think the longest before him was Bobby Shmurda. I think his was like 120 or 125.
Oh, that's
But this
nothing.
dude beat it.
Beat it by sevenfold. That's
Oh,
insane.
and
I'm
the
impressed.
reason, yeah, right? The reason I
Free.
brought this up is that I thought we had like the FBI or someone working on it, but if you watched when they actually showed us the diamond pages and stuff, we have a special department called MPO, Metropolitan Police Officers, or something like that. That took him down. But another reason why I brought up is fucking Florida's getting crazier by the day.
It's because everyone's moving here because of the pandemic. Because we've been kind of. I mean, I know you know. It's like we like a lot of shit closed down for 2 weeks, bro, and then like
That's it,
another
yeah.
after everything reopened those 2 weeks, it kind of just like after like a week or two later, it got back to normal. So we only really had like a month of downtime, low key in Florida, where it felt
Yeah.
like a little odd. At least to me, it seemed like a little odd, but then it got right back to normal, and no one really, nothing really
To be
changed too
honest,
much.
I actually had to work through the pandemic, so I didn't even have any time off or anything. I had to work through it because at that time I worked at an ENT location, and so he had to remain open, so I had to be there.
True. Did you get like extra pay though because of it?
No, I wish I did.
Of course
At
not.
least my brother was telling me like, yo, I'm just chilling at home, trading, and I'm getting paid every week for COVID pay, whatever. And I was like, damn, that sucks. I have to go
That's
work at
that's
eight
kind of
o'clock.
fucked. They kind of force all these like healthcare workers to stay and work through a pandemic, and they're probably not even giving them any more pay or incentive to do that. Instead,
I
they're
mean,
just threatening their jobs and positions and livelihood. It's like you have to work or you won't make any money and we'll blacklist you and you'll basically never be able to work in the shit again. And it's like the government just tries to force your hand and scare you or fucking threaten you into a position of submission. There's no way for
yeah,
you to like, because you don't have any power or voice as a normal person. Why do you think they can't shut down Joe Rogan? It's because he's a person who's a real person who's fucking just talking to people and has more viewers than all of the fucking news networks. Like
exactly.
individually, I'm pretty sure he outbeats every single fucking news network.
The thing is, his followings are actually loyal. It's like they know. I mean, one thing that I've learned is if he's wrong, he'll say he's wrong about something. You don't
Exactly.
see news networks doing that. If they told a story that's incorrect or the details weren't right, they're not gonna go back to that story and correct themselves.
And he's called out the news media so hard in so many different ways, and they'll report on the exact same like video where he calls them out, but only clip out the one little snippet of little two words that he said. They're like, "Oh, Joe Rogan's a fucking transphobic, racist. He's
Yeah,
misinformation. He's just a dummy. He said it himself. He fucking. I don't understand why you guys trust this guy instead of us. We have full fucking newscast rooms and doctors and staff to
we have
get this information." Yeah,
journalists.
bro. Ben Stiller needs to calm down, bro. He's got that
Since you're
EP.
since you're talking about you were talking about Joe Rogan controversy earlier. I remember I saw a video like 2 weeks ago where someone released with Joe Rogan just saying the N word, and again it was put out of context. Like he had to make a whole 5-10 minute video explaining himself. Like yeah, I mean it was put out of context. They just cut out certain portions of what I said and just made a whole video of him just saying N word, N word, N word, N
Yeah,
word.
they didn't have any other words around it. They literally just had him saying the one word cut like 7 times, and
Yeah,
it was probably a little more than that. But and there was the one joke about like walking into the Planet of the Apes was kind of fucked. I mean, it was you probably shouldn't have said that, but I mean, you clearly like they took that part out where like 2 minutes or 2 seconds later, right after he said that joke, he said, "Oh, he's like that was fucked up because I shouldn't have said that. I sorry." Like he literally apologized like right after the joke and said, "I shouldn't have said that. It was fucked up." But they clipped out literally 5 seconds before that just to have that one bad joke to try to create a narrative. And the interesting thing is, you know who Dave Portnoy is, founder of the Barstool Sports.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear about how he there's like these three brothers, the something Media something Dave Portnoy versus the me made us touch. So basically, he gets into like this is like because he found out those are the same guys who made that video of Joe Rogan or have been the ones trying to slander Dave Portnoy, and he basically got on like a Skype call with them at like 12 at night, midnight, and he basically had indefinite proof and called them out. He's like, "So you saying the N word shouldn't be used in any context, any way? You can look this up. There's videos of it everywhere, bro. It's these That's the thing is it's basically the left that's more trying to control and cancel, and at least that's what I see.
So was it like a news network that made it, or was it
I
like
guess they're like some type of media, like far left
activist?
media activists trying to they're constantly trying to cancel people. They're like a group of brothers who try to go around canceling people. And so Dave Portnoy he's like, all right, so he's like, do any of you have or know Alexi? And then like you can see like one of the dude's face kind of like, oh shit. And then he's like, do you or any of you engaged to or have a fiance named Lexi? And they're like, and they're like kind of like fight off for like a couple seconds. Like yeah, he's like, and then one of the brothers like, yeah, that's his fiance. He's like, I have indefinite proof, text messages showing that you said the N word in a joking way in 2017 in text form. And he's like, why would I lie about that? And he's like, he basically just fucking dunked on their head ass.
It's fucking
I mean, like,
hypocrisy at its best.
exactly. Trying to cancel all these people for saying shit, and then you literally get caught slacking and saying the same shit. I mean, that's the biggest thing with the left is I feel like I'm not left or right. I'm not fucking political, but I just kind of like, just by listening and seeing what's going on, bro, I'm like, you can clearly see a difference. The left is clearly trying to overtake, like, the country and completely control and stay in power for indefinite reasons and just make us, like, fucking work slaves and just will never be able to advance, and they're just trying to brainwash everyone and destroy our culture and like identity as a fucking America. I don't know, man, but it's just they're trying to cancel and silence everyone too. Like if you see all people, if you Google like a list of people who got canceled, I guarantee you it's like a 95 to 98% to like a 5 to 2% right to left.
They try to cancel Chappelle.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Chappelle just don't give a fuck, bro. And that's another thing is you have loyal fans. They know who you are. They actually listen to the shit you say. Like the last special they fucking had, they were talking shit, calling him transphobic. There was not one single quote. They didn't quote him once. They were just saying shit that he was. They were just saying, oh, he was transphobic. But if you just listen to the thing, no one wants to listen or make up their own mind. They just hear shit and then just assume.
They just repeat it. They hear it and they repeat it.
They're like
And
fucking
they're like the
toucans.
sheeps. Yeah.
Toucan Sam. Fucking bum ass jits. But I don't know, man. I just think the average Americans and people just need to unite because it's not black versus white at this point. It's government versus the people. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because if you go to, I mean, if you just live an average, normal American life, you can see the true like life, what's going on. Go to any city, go to any normal area, and just don't go to some high, rich, fancy, like some shit like this. Go to like the normal fucking bowling alley or fucking I don't know some mall that a rich person would never go to, and just interact with normal people, man. Just get in touch. You all you have to do is talk to people, and you can really learn about them instead of just creating a biased view generally off of just one little factor in anything, because you don't know anyone until you actually talk to them.
Yeah. Get their point of view. Have them explain it to you. You know.
I don't know, I just think there's too many ignorant people these days. It's so unfortunate that you can't actually have conversations about anything. You don't even have to try to like convince anyone of anything. Just try to like get a basic understanding of how they think or why they think that, and get as much information you can. Like you said earlier, analyze it, fucking, and just
Make
make
your own opinion from it.
yeah, formulate your own opinion.
And oh, another thing I want to talk about is Tavares is going crazy right now. So like 2, 3 weeks ago, there was a fucking Jacksonville defensive linebacker that got arrested by them. There's a video out and everything. So like the reason why he got arrested, well, what started off was there's this Tavares cop trying to pump his gas, and the dude walked up to him and was like, "Yeah, let me buy your gas for you. Let me buy your gas for you." Cop's like, "Nah, the city pays for it. I'm good, man. I'm good." And all of a sudden, he takes the pump and puts in his thing, and the cop shoves him. And he's like, "Yeah, get away! Well, don't touch me, man. What are you doing?" And next thing you know, there's like 4 or 5 cops there, and I guess the dude gets scared and he fucking just runs away. But that's one situation that happened to various. And I was looking at the news, and my brother was telling me earlier. This is Friday, 3 days ago. 4 restaurants got busted for underage drinking.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
not surprised. This is Lake County. And they don't give a fuck. I was
oh,
I won't say the name of the place, but it's you know, near one of the malls around here, close by. It's got a buffet.
uh huh.
It starts with I. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that was like 19, bro, and I just walked in. That was with my family. I was like, "Can I get a Corona?" Didn't even fucking ID me. Just straight went to the back, got it out for me, and drinking. But I also did have like a tank top on with all my like tattoos out.
Tattoos.
So yeah,
Yeah. And at the same time, you were with your family, so it's kind of like, yeah.
I don't think I think my mom was in the bathroom or something though. And, like fucking, she came back. She was so pissed when she came back and saw that I had.
What are you doing, Bear?
She's like, "You gotta finish that now that you got it." And I was like,
I have to pay for it.
"Yeah."
Um, hey, I think we were talking about this a couple days ago, but I was telling you my story the first time I went to a massage parlor.
I think you
Remember?
touched up on it. Yeah.
Um, well, like I'll kind of short it down. It was all the way on Ocala, happy ending, and that's my first time. I thought they didn't exist at all.
Oh yeah.
Even I found another one right here in Seville. It's like 4 or 5 minutes away from the mall. They're everywhere,
All right, you're gonna have to give me that one off air.
bro. It's crazy. I thought it was just like an actual like
You just
fake made up story, but that
oh
shit really does
hell
happen.
no. Yeah, you go in and like, can I get the waterfall massage?
Damn.
I know the code words. I've never done it though.
uh,
It's funny though, because I know like at least 3 to 4 people that have gotten it done now. Like I've just heard about it. I'm like, damn, that's so tempting.
well, you know the thing that really set me off to go looking for one was fucking the Milk Boys and Steve. You see them doing
Oh
videos.
yeah, like, I
It's like,
remember seeing that.
is he bullshitting or is this like actually like a legit content?
That was the
I
first
tried it
time you heard
myself. It
about
was
it?
legit. I mean, I've heard about them, but like I never really talked to anyone that did one or like actually got it done. And then the Steve video is like, whoa, it could be real.
Oh,
You know, you've heard about like on movies and shit like that. Maybe like
oh, so
comedy
big,
movies
yeah.
and shit. Yeah, exactly.
I think the first time I heard about it, you know Russell Peters, the stand-up
Yeah.
comedian. He's so fucking
Uh-huh.
funny. He has a joke where it's like when I went, he's like, man, the one time I went to fucking Bangkok, they just banned like hand jobs at the fucking massage parlors. So instead of like a hand job, they fucking just wrist drop the shit out of you. And he was like, the best goddamn wrist job I ever had. She like just put her wrist together and it was just like going up and down on my cock, like because you couldn't technically use your hands. Oh
That's
man.
the first I heard of a wrist job. Holy crap.
Yeah. And he was like, guys, if you have a watch, take that off beforehand. It could get ugly.
Oh shit, you're gonna start bleeding. Fuck.
It's like cheese gratering your cock. Oh
Oh
my
damn.
god, that would hurt so bad.
Remind me, I'll let you know where it is.
Yeah, we'll talk later. But let's talk about those cows, man. You said that you wanted to
Oh
bring
yeah,
that
yeah,
up.
yeah. So, I think last podcast you were asking me why cows were sacred in India, and I was telling you, I'm not quite sure. My parents are Hindu, but I don't really follow it to 100% extent. And so I started, that made me a little bit curious. I mean, the reason why I say is like because they're looked upon being like the motherly figure, blah blah blah. And there's this theory out where people are saying that the reason why Indians love cows back in the old days that we used to do a lot of mushrooms, and to get mushrooms naturally you need cow shit. So that's what they're saying. Like the reason why cows are sacred protected is because people were doing mushrooms or getting mushrooms from that. That kind of ended up making sense to me. Like think about it. Hinduism has 100 gods. We have gods that have monkey faces, elephant faces, fucking 10 hands. I mean, someone had to be tripping on mushrooms to think about that or come up with that.
I mean, it totally makes sense. You know, back in the day, there's not that much science. You just see some mushrooms on a pile of shit. You're like, hey man, I'm kind of fucking hungry. You start eating that shit, and you're like, this is from a cow. And you're like, oh my fucking god, bro. And you're just like in
Yeah.
space, just
Yeah, you start
fucking.
having visions of of higher beings with 5 hands coming after you,
I
telling
feel
you what
like
to do.
I've heard like a lot of theories about like psychedelics playing a lot into like the development of our like intelligence and also like the development of like religion and shit.
I've heard about religion, and tell me a little bit more about tangents, like how. I mean, I know like after I heard that theory, I believe it, but 100% prove it or nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's tangible. It makes sense. You know, you can see it happening or being like a reasoning factor.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard to really truly tell like what caused everything because they don't really have full documentation and historical records like that accurately explain what happens or like video proof. You know, let's go back into like the 1200s. You're like, hey man, you're like, oh, what the fuck, shiny light.
Oh shit. Um, what next, Bear? Ukraine, Russia?
Yeah. Do you think they're
Uh,
gonna invade?
um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know too much about their history together, but once everything started coming on the news, I looked into it a little bit, and apparently Russia's tried to invade Ukraine back in 2014, also,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
What happened? What do you know? What happened with that? Did they end up doing it, or did,
I think they did Russian or I think they did a lot more in 2014 than they did
do you know?
than they're what they're doing right now. So,
You know the reason why they want to do it? Do they have like nukes or like
well,
why
the
does
biggest thing is because they really don't. Russia doesn't really want West influence coming like closer to their borders because Ukraine is like heavy West influence, and they succeed whenever the Soviet Union collapsed, kind of, and that's like basically they're trying to. There's also a lot of Russian speaking people in Ukraine. There's also Crimea down below. They kind of like Russia's like this is ours and it's part of like Ukraine. There's also Kiev, the capital.
gotcha?
So
When I was doing my research, I found out that Ukraine's prime minister or president, before he actually became the president, he actually played president in a movie.
oh really? That's funny.
Yeah, right?
Hey man, he made his dreams come true. He was a movie actor and the real fucking president.
But to be honest, I don't hope they don't invade, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's been going on for the past week and a half. The United States has been telling them to back off their troops, but they're still there.
Yeah,
So,
U.S. keeps saying that you're gonna trigger a false flag operation to have a incentive and a right to go to war or invade. But I'm pretty sure it's mainly just about like territory and um, just I think for like cultural reasons. But
yeah.
there's like if there's like a bunch of like countries and shit saying, like if you look at other countries' news, you can also see that they're talking about the Russian invasion as well. So it's not just like the U.S. talking about it.
Um, Yeah, I also saw. I was watching a Vice documentary like a month ago. And it's like Afghanistan after the United States left, blah blah, and they're silencing women pretty heavily. So this dude, I guess he's a judge, and he takes care of any kind of disputes around the community. And so the Vice documentary lady asked her, yeah, so what do you think about women being judges? And he was straightforward. He's like, I don't think they can do it. They don't have the mental capability. Men are better. Blah blah blah. And I mean, that's another thing to watch out for. I feel like Afghanistan, give it a year or two, they're gonna be a lot more terrorist.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of fortunate the kind of shitty withdrawal we had. I mean, look,
I
I'm
mean, we
not
spent
no
10 years there, but
20. We spent 20
20.
years in Afghanistan
All for what?
just so the rich could get richer, steal their resources, in
I
the
think the
sake of
reason we're there is
justice.
we're taking their oil, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the biggest reason they went in
Oil
for
and poppy.
monetary gains. Because war, war generates war is the biggest generator of money for a country ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And we lost was I think it was estimated like 60 to 70 or 50 to 70 billion dollars in fucking government and military technology. We just let the Taliban take over, and they're like Taliban's like killed a fuck ton of people already, bro, since they took over. Like I've seen the story like killed a stand-up comedian. They're going actively
Really?
hunting people down. You can see them flying our Blackhawks around and our tanks and all our like. It's like, come on, bro. Like, why didn't you fucking fly that shit out or move it somewhere else and just like get it out? But the most fucked up thing I saw was though, I don't know if you saw it, was like when there was videos of the American troops leaving and there was a bunch of people just like hanging on the outsides of the planes trying to go with them, and then you could
Yeah.
see bodies falling off like hundreds of feet in the air,
I saw that's crazy.
and then
That's
they
crazy.
just
That's
left.
another video. After we actually did withdrawal, they're riding our helicopters, and you see some kind of Afghan men like hang on to the side of the helicopter. I guess they're learning how to fly it.
Yeah, they don't really know how to fly too often, but I heard that China and Russia were doing like joint exercises with them or something.
Really?
Not too long ago, or I don't remember
I
when
didn't
I
hear
heard
that.
about this happening, but Russia, China, Iran military exercise. I'm pretty sure they had one going on. C-22. Iran, China, and Russia hold naval drills in North Indian Ocean. So yeah, Iran, China, and Russia held their third naval joint training drills in the Northern Indian Ocean this Friday. And this is in 2022, guys. So this is not that long ago. The three countries started joint naval training drills in 2019. So they've been doing this since 2019. They've had three. So I guess basically once a year: 2019, 2022, 2021, or maybe I don't know, but
Man, India, I guarantee Indian Ocean's fucking nasty as fuck.
I heard I don't remember if this was like in the Indian Ocean or if this was like somewhere in Africa, but there was like a place where like the water is so trash and dirty and shit that there's people who get paid to go like get bodies out of it because there's like a lot of dead people that like end up falling in there dying or they get killed and tossed in there.
Well, I think it might have been India because what Indian people do is I know there's one. It's not like directly in the ocean, but well, sometimes they do in the ocean, but it's like a not like a river where they burn bodies there and they let them like flow away to get back to the Indian Ocean. So it's probably India, but it's just you're polluting a lot of water.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of things though about how like everyone like America's like pushing for green, try to go green, renewable energy, all this shit. It's
Hmm.
kind of hard for like still like second world countries that are upcoming and still need that like fossil fuel power to keep
Coal
advancing
power.
themselves, and coal power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard because basically if one to two, three countries are starting to change their first world and already made it to like a good higher state of living, then it's gonna kind of fuck over like all the countries that are still kind of like climbing up through the fossil fuel stages of like society and fucking country development and shit. And once they get past that, I mean, it's not gonna really do much for the environment if only like one or two countries are doing that, and then China and India and Russia and all these other
Still
countries are
polluting.
still polluting. So I'm like,
Yeah.
we gotta find a solution that works. Something I don't know,
I
but we
mean,
got.
take a look at us. I mean, we have nuclear power plants, we have windmills, but at the end of the day, we still have coal power because, I mean, nuclear power plants, they produce a lot of power, but they're also expensive. Wind,
Nuclear is actually not that bad. I've been hearing a lot of things that nuclear is not that bad, and the technology's gotten a lot better. It's actually one of the cleanest sources with the least amount of waste that we can do right now. But it just has such a bad stigma because of all of, like Chernobyl and Fukushima, Fukushima, the two
yeah.
like that exploded and melt down. But I think like I've been hearing a lot of people like scientists and doctors and other people on podcasts and shit saying that nuclear energy is probably one of the cleanest and best options we have. But it's like you could potentially have like a miniature nuclear thing like in each person's backyard that'll fuel their house for like years and years and years or some shit.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, like you were saying earlier, it's going to be hard for the second and third world countries to get onto that because it's so expensive.
Exactly.
And just think about it, China and India has the largest population, so if they don't move, I mean, we're
If
pretty
they
much
don't
be.
move fast, yeah, it's gonna come to a halt, and you can't just. It take a long time to like replace all the fucking shit you guys already have with electric or like all the new because you would have to like change the entire systems you already have to fit the new model of renewable energy that you guys would have to then pay to have put into your country. So it's kind of like you gotta wait for them a little bit. At least that's what
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I'm not no fucking scientist or economist.
I mean, we're talking about this couple podcasts ago. I still want to go to fucking, man, I'm gonna go out of state or out of country. I want to do a Europe trip. I want to go to China maybe. I want to go to Japan definitely.
100% Japan. Definitely Europe. Right, Europe has some of the best and like most beautiful like natural scenery and like mountainous and cool areas. You know.
Yeah. And I remember watching like 4 years ago, there's a lot of Twitch streamers that are going to Japan just like live streaming their whole day there. And I was watching this Twitch streamer in like someplace in Japan. There's a city and like it's a city full of deers. So the city looks clean. You just have random deers walking up to you and you feed them and everything.
I think
You know,
I've I heard about that.
man, I was like, ever since I seen that video, I was like, shit. When do I get a chance to go here to Japan? Yo, so you heard about all these Twitch streamers, TikTokers moving down to Puerto Rico, getting land there?
Really? No, I've not heard about that honestly.
Yeah, so like Puerto Rico, it's pretty much like a tax haven, so you pay a lot less taxes, and that's why they're moving down there to essentially collect a little bit more money and not be taxed as much. But what they're doing is they're taking up property and land from actual Puerto Ricans. So like I saw this video where there's 3 or 4 nice ass houses on the beach, and what the people that own them were doing is like they're essentially eliminating all the natives or all the people that live there from coming onto their portion of the property. So they're like, yeah, no, this beach is ours. This section is ours. You can go all the way back to the other end. And in my opinion, that's not right. I mean, you have the money to buy it, but you're still taking up someone that lives there that grew up there's land and property.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but there's nothing you can really do. It's just a business model we have. It's like if you have the capital, you can just buy whatever at this point in the world. You know, if you have
Yeah.
the money, you can buy anything anywhere. Doesn't matter unless there's some type of government influence that like would stop it. But other than
Money
that,
makes the world spin.
yeah, really, money does run the world, make everything go. And being 30 like almost $30 trillion in debt does not help the United States.
Yeah, apparently, everyone's starting to think that we're gonna have another bubble. It's gonna pop because during the pandemic, we're just printing out money.
Yep, just left, right, and
And
center.
I mean, what I've heard is the U.S. currency values not holding to what it was before.
The only reason our currency value is even worth much in the first place is because all oil is sold through the US dollar. So if you don't have the US dollar, you already have to transition to the US dollar. So you have to buy US dollar to then buy the oil. So that's like one of the biggest main things that we have with the Middle East is our connection with their oil industry and that we have the monopoly on the oil dollar.
That's another place I want to go. UAE, and some nice ass cars, nice ass fucking areas.
Go to Dubai.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you hear their? I mean, they're fucking pretty much making an island that looks like a palm tree. Like, how much money do you have to do that? Holy crap!
Oh, dude, I think I watched like a whole like 10, 15 minute video on this shit. Like they were literally trying to make like an entire like design island in the ocean. Like there was a bunch of
Yeah,
different like resorts and shit and they were gonna do. I was like, what the fuck? These guys just it's like this city is retarded, bro. It's like how much
I think
money do you have?
I think it bit them in the ass because they didn't get it completed in like a manually time. So I think the ocean level is rising, so like half their things getting covered in water again.
Damn. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened in the video I saw, but I heard that something happened and they got fucked.
Yeah. I mean, something think about it, it was like at least a solid, the very least, I'd say $10 million went into that, into making it, trying to make it happen. The
Easily.
money's down the drain.
Easily.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if people really wanted to end poverty, they could do it. But
Yeah. But who wants to give up all their money? Do you think
Jeff
all these
Bezos
people?
does. He gave half his fucking money to his wife after the divorce.
Yeah, but that's because the government forced him to. You know damn well if if there was no one there to stop him or like make him give his money to his wife just because she was married to him.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done it
You know she became the richest woman in history
overnight. Yeah,
overnight just because she happened to marry the richest man in America at the moment.
I'm pretty sure he's retired. He doesn't own Amazon anymore. He's
He's
chilling and hanging out.
Yeah, he stepped down from the CEO position, but I'm pretty sure he's still on the board.
Gotcha. Oh, I heard talking about Jeff Bezos. I guess he has like a $500 million yacht, and he also has a $500 million painting inside of it. So the
Bezos?
thing
No,
around
that's
it's not
some
Bezos.
no, that's like some rich ass. Are you talking about the false Mona Lisa or the male
Yeah,
Mona
yeah,
Lisa?
the one that got yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
the
a
one that got repainted and retouched on.
yeah, no,
They're
that's an
claiming.
interesting story. Do you want to explain that?
Oh
Like,
yeah, so
do you,
essentially there's this painting that I guess there's this art redesigner or retoucher she's been working on for 10, 15 years. And so she's been retouching it, making the painting a little bit look better. And now they're claiming that the painting was made by who?
Da Vinci?
Van Gogh, Da
Or
Vinci. Yeah, so they're claiming the painting is made by Da Vinci.
th-
And so they retouched it, blah blah, and the company that essentially held the painting, they claimed that it was made by Da Vinci and sold it for $500 million. And there's nothing that's stating that it was made by him. An artist that retouched or redesigned is like, nah, it's made by him. I have it. I'm not able to make this kind of art. I just retouched it. But I mean, when you if it even if it was an original painting by Da Vinci, you retouched it and kind of ruined its touch or the how it's
it,
supposed to be.
do you think it's like you wouldn't consider it still original work because she just kind of repainted over it?
Yeah, it's like yeah, I don't think it's original work at all. It's
I
like
kind
me
of get
taking
that, but yeah, like I heard when I heard about this story, I thought kind of like the same thing. I was like, the appeal if it is original, I mean, it would be nice to have like the full what it would have been, but technically it's not. It wasn't drawn by the hand of the person who did it, even though it may have. I don't think it's been fully confirmed, but it I think it
right.
was underneath. It was all fucked up, like you said.
I mean, what I think,
$450 million in auction. Yeah, that's insane.
in my opinion, it's pretty much like me taking a coloring book and filling in and saying that painting or that bear that I colored in, it's still the person that drew out the outlines. I wouldn't consider it original, in my opinion at least.
You could say that the piece and the paper and the or like the wood it was drawn on is the original wood, and then that is the original idea and art style he had, but it wasn't. It's not the true. Once someone else put their hands on it, it became
An
not
altered,
truly Da Vinci's anymore.
yeah, exactly.
But
Um,
I don't know. Like I kind of also see the aspect of like fully restoring it. Like this is his work that he did, but who knows if that's the 100% true accurate. I mean, there's some pretty goddamn good art restorers and shit, but
yeah.
Who knows? I'm not an art expert or any have any degrees in art.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot more research on NFTs. I'm starting to think they're fucking scams.
Oh, they're 100% a scam. I try to buy into the UFC Strike Force NFT scams, and that Dapper Inc. fucking shit was 100% a fucking total scam.
Yeah. I mean, like what people do is they just kind of
I
release
got.
a picture, build up the hype around it, and then sell out as soon as the price goes up.
Oh
Unless
yeah.
you get like an actual like a bored ape that's actually like owned by celebrities, then I see the value in that. Because
The only
right,
value
yeah,
in it is being in the same
hype.
club, I
Yeah.
guess. But
Well, it's hyped, and I mean, at the end of the day, you have like kind of the backing of celebrities and people that have money. One reason why I would buy the Bored Ape Club is, I mean, I'd have to be rich, but on top of that, it's gonna put me in connections because I guess every month or 2 months they have a yacht party, and you get put in other connections to start
oh, true,
an opportunity to start a business.
true, true. I
But
see
then
that.
you have these random people just making random ass NFTs, trying to get it hyped, and they just sell out.
Oh, 100%. That's like 90% of the motherfuckers out there just trying to
Yeah.
fucking sell out. Yeah, I lost $100 on that fucking UFC Strike Force shit. I couldn't even
What
like
happened? So is the value just went down?
I couldn't even like the systems like were crashing. They wouldn't let me buy anything or like wouldn't authorize my shit and it kept fucking me over and it wouldn't give me my money back. I had to like call my bank and have them fucking. It was literally in their fucking. I had a whole fucking like email like conference call with them, bro. Just back and forth, just message like 18 message, bro. I was like, there's like in their like terms of service, like as soon as you put money in, there's no way for you to possibly refund it or get it back. Just for
So
like
like, how did you like? How do you buy? You go on like a website? Like, is it on OpenSea or like?
it was like some weird shit called Dapper. It wasn't even like open series. It was like UFC's partner program thing they were doing for
Gotcha.
their NFTs, but you can't even sell it on OpenSea or anything else. You can only sell it on the Dapper market, and then the Dapper market is not even like a real thing. It doesn't even exist.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just awfully worse. Hey, but I don't think talked to you about this, but 3 or 4 weeks ago I got a VR.
Oh, that's so funny because guess what? I got a VR about a month ago.
Really? We
Yeah.
should play together, man. I've been fucking having
What?
fun.
Let me guess. You got the Oculus Rift 2 or Oculus
Yeah,
Quest
yeah,
2?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is that what you
exactly what
have?
I got. Yeah.
Man, fucking best thing is playing. I like to play Poker Star VR. That shit's just funny as fuck.
Yeah, I have that too. It's pretty fun. I should have known you were gonna be on that shit.
Man, like the first 2, 3, I'm not gonna lie, the first day that I did it, I kind of feel like I got motion sickness. I had to stop using it for a little while.
Same,
But
bro.
it was weird. Like, I don't know. I have glasses, so it's a little bit harder for me also. But it was cool. Once you get used to it, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun as fuck. And like, I have the not dying light, but what's it, the Dead, Walking Dead game, and then like this one Spartan game. But I don't think I have
Yeah.
any other really games. I have like I want to get the Beat Saber full game, but I just have the trial right now. Now VR is definitely fun as fuck, bro. And did you put your glasses extender in your headset thing?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I have big ass glasses, so it's still a little bit difficult for me. I mean, once I
Gotcha.
put that glass extender in there, it worked a little bit better, but it still feels like a tight fit.
Yeah. I don't know. I still it's fun as fuck though, but you do get a little motion sickness quick. But I've gotten used to it a little bit, but it's still not like fully fucking you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. What's next there?
All right, let's see. Uh we can talk about the you want to talk about the meth house operation that happened a while ago? I just had that written down because it came up before we talked to the podcast.
Yeah,
Just,
this is like ninth grade year, right? Like
yes,
freshman
something
year.
like that. Actually, I didn't hear about it that year. I heard about it like later. Someone told me like in the future, but yeah, I guess someone in like our small town just had a whole ass meth house operation going on.
Crazy. Was it in Eustis or is it like around Lake County area?
It was around the Lake County area, but like some girl, like her dad, literally got like arrested and caught with a whole ass operation. I don't remember what happened to the girl though. Do you? Like, did she like leave school, transfer, go somewhere else?
I thought she stayed with us. Oh, she graduated with us, huh?
I can't remember her name. I don't really remember who it was, but let's not say the name if you remember. But
It must have been a big ass operation. Shoot.
probably I know it was because it was like thousands of dollars of meth. Like the entire house was just a meth house, like straight used for creating meth.
Uh,
I don't know, some big shit. Let me see if I can find it.
I'd say like around 2014, 2015 when it happened.
Oh my god. Let's see. County. Florida. Let's see.
Instead of people now doing meth, there's been a crazy spike in fentanyl.
Which is like so fucking bad and deadly.
I don't think it's like mainly people trying to do fentanyl. I think it's kind of getting laced in there.
Okay, so look, but after a 4 month undercover investigation, members of the drug ring were caught red-handed. The Lake County Sheriff's Office announced the charges resulted from Operation Dubbed Close to Home, which which was prompted by citizen complaints. Investigators seized 2 pounds of heroin, 7 ounces of cocaine, and about 300 prescription pills, totaling nearly $140,000 in street value. Oh my god!
100 and what? 40,000?
Yeah, Jesus, about buck 50. Arrest warrants have been served for 67 people. Oh my god, that must have been an insane drug ring. This is all alright. Yeah, holy shit. They
Yeah,
seized 23 vehicles, 2 Beamers, 2 Suzuki motorcycles, along with 20 guns and about 33,000 in cash. Holy shit, bro.
yeah.
Immense.
I feel like they didn't get all the meth for money. Maybe about 26 people or 67 people with 26 cars. They probably had a lot more money hid out somewhere else.
Oh, dude. If there's, I think this total, I think they had was like 70 something people. Like that number I saw was like, there's, dude, once it's that big, it's gonna take them a while to catch everyone, and they're not gonna get all the funds everywhere. They probably got some people who are hiding some shit and fucking just like, hey, honey, if I disappear
Run
in
away.
5 years, in 5 years, go dig here, and he gives you a piece of paper he drew on a napkin. He's like, this will save you, and then he's
You
in jail.
know, you know who Matthew Cox is?
Matthew Cox?
Yeah.
No.
So, he used to be like a real estate scammer. So he ended up going to jail for essentially scamming like 20 million, 30 million from people. And so while he was in jail, he wrote books or like did interviews for people that wanted to tell their story. And so there's this one story that this old guy was in jail with him, and he's like, "Yeah, can I tell you something? You won't tell anyone." I guess he did the same thing where he was scamming people for money, insurance scam. And
Uh huh.
so the FBI didn't end up recovering all his money. He actually hid it out somewhere. And so Matthew Cox tried to get out of jail early. He ended up snitching on him. And so I don't know why the dude would even tell him where the money is, but he ended up snitching on him, and the FBI tracked down like the remaining portion of the money and gave him like 2 3 years less time. I mean, I guess a lot of people do that. I mean, another example, I thought people would just the only time I see people burying money is on movies or some other bullshit, but there's actual people that make that much money
Oh,
illegally
100%.
and do it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I can believe that though. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like not too long ago. There's like still like some, I guess, some hidden treasure out on this one mountain in America that people like continuously die trying to find. Let's see, hidden treasure in a mountain in just America. People have died looking for one
Yeah,
chest of
hopefully,
gold, 5 deaths. Oh shit.
hopefully one day I'm just gonna dig somewhere in my backyard and run into $1 million.
Oh yeah, this is the story I was talking about. So, in 2010, eccentric millionaire Forrest Fenn launched a treasure hunt when he announced that he had hidden a chest worth an estimated 1 million in the Rocky Mountains. Tens of thousands of people set out to search for the treasure, some of them obsessively.
Jesus.
So
Did
damn.
they ever end up finding it?
Let's see. I'm looking. Maybe because it's still going on in 2012, I guess. Or what day? Oh, in 2010 he did that. So I don't think anyone's found it. Let's see. Modern day treasure hunt. Oh wow, 53-year-old Mike Sexton froze to death. Jesus Christ. Oh man, there's like a
Um,
bunch of people.
there's a
Uh
dude that's doing that in the UK, except instead of like actual money, I guess he threw out his Bitcoin wallet that had like 500 to 1,000 Bitcoins in there. He's been going through the landmine
oh
trying to find
yeah,
that.
the landfill. I saw that, bro.
Yeah.
That would be so I think my stepdad had like 100 Bitcoin or something on a hard drive on one of his old computers that he had no clue what the code would be because it's like a 25 character code. There's like no way to get into it.
Uh, I think some people would be able to hack it somehow.
There's probably some people out there that could get into anything, but you gotta know them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think 2 or 3 podcasts ago we were talking about UFOs and how the United States released their official video confirming it. I think it's a scam. I think it's fucking United States. I think the owner they're trying to test it out or something like that.
Or maybe they're truly, um, they're just unmanned
Mm,
spaceships.
yeah,
They're like drones. Because you think we can already send drones and rovers to Mars and control it from here. You think that aliens couldn't send some shit to our planet and just control it with like a space controller?
that's true. You ever heard of Bob Lazard?
Yeah, Bob Lazar. I'm pretty sure we talked about him on the podcast last time too.
Yeah,
Interesting
crazy
feller.
man.
Interesting fella. But another
Really
thing I did
interesting.
want to talk about though is we touched up on it a little bit. Is this the you said there was like some hearing aid studies that was
Oh
industry
yeah,
closing or potential loss.
yeah. So everyone that doesn't know what I do for work is to sell hearing aids. Anyone that has a hearing loss, I fit them with aids to get it corrected or kind of bring it back to the normal range. But as soon as you take the hearing aids off, you go back to having that hearing loss. There's this company that's working on 2 types of injections or formulas, and what it does is actually cures sensory neural hearing loss, so like hearing loss that comes natural with age and stuff. And right now, they're in clinical trials, but apparently they're getting pretty good results. And if that happens, my industry is completely done. I mean, the hearing aid industry is at least a solid 25 billion dollar industry.
Oh my god! And it'd just be all completely destroyed.
Yeah, just probably one single little injection right into your right
That's
to the back of
insane,
your ear.
bro. And that's a good thing about technology is that it's just constantly evolving. I mean, it does suck because it could potentially put like a bunch of people out of business in the hearing aid
But
business.
it's going to benefit a lot of people that don't want hearing aids. I mean, it's good. So it's bad for me, but it's good for people. You know?
Yeah, overall human health and happiness. You know, I'm
Exactly.
glad you can see the better good. Some people would be like, "Fuck them, let them go deaf. I need money.
I want to fit them.
Let me touch their ears." Oh, there's probably some weirdos out there that are just like, I love people's ears. Like they got a fetish for ears, bro. And they'll just like
uh,
stroke your earlobes and finger fuck your ear.
I heard of feet fetishes and the earlobe fetishes.
Yeah, no, feet
Damn.
fetishes I don't get. It's fucking weird.
Uh, Man, this one time I had a patient come in, and I was with my one of the other specialists there. So I guess she went to the ER over the weekend because she felt something move in her ear. It felt like a bug, and so ER wasn't
Oh,
able to take it. She did have a bug. I believe it was like a cockroach.
yeah, that's
And
so gross. My mom told me about that happening once at her work. She works in a nurse's office. They said they pulled a giant ass roach out of this old lady's ear. Oh, and it was alive. Oh.
see, I guess this one was so small they weren't able to grab it because it was moving around, so they gave her antibiotics to kill it. I don't know why, but she came into our office just to have her hearing aids cleaned. She's like, "Yeah, can you check to see if it's dead and remove it for us?" So the other specialist pulled it out of the ear. Oh, that shit's just nasty,
I
man.
was like, bitch, no.
How does that happen to you though? Like,
Yeah,
jeez.
how do you get roaches in your ear? That is fucking. You must live in a barn, motherfucker. These hoarding ass. Like, have you ever seen like these hoarders? Like, they'll just
Oh
have
yeah, the
like,
horror TV shows. Have you seen that?
bro, you can't even see their floor or walls, bro. It's just shit everywhere. And I'm like, bro, That's unhealthy and disgusting.
It is.
Ugh.
How do you live like that? I mean, I had like little period where where I was watching Hoarders for like a solid 1 or 2 weeks, and crazy. Like some people can't even move around their house. They don't even have a sleeping area. Like, how do you live like that?
They find a way, man. They adapt. That's
Yeah,
one of the things. Humans are super adaptable.
yeah.
Sometimes in the worst of ways, but there's a lot of mental conditions out there that people don't see as mental conditions and just refuse as just like, oh, you're just crazy or weak minded, bro. You like, bro, there's a lot of people out there that need fucking help, bro. And sometimes it just takes you to sit them down and fucking tell them what's up.
And a lot of people are scared to ask for help too. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like society just makes it. We need to change something deeply about what's going on in human interactions worldwide.
Yeah.
This whole fucking system we got going right now is just fucking pulling everyone apart. I mean, humans are naturally tribalistic, anyways. You find who's like you, who thinks the same. You kind of feel safer with them. You know them.
You
They,
find your little group.
yeah, look like you. What's up? I It's like there's just too
That's
many people in the fucking world to trust.
that's what I did. My fucking because I didn't go to middle school with you guys. So my freshman year, I found Jeremiah. That's who I started fucking with, Jeremiah and Paul. And then
Yeah,
look
Jerry.
at us now. Yeah. I actually saw him at I went in Walmart to get my glasses fixed like 2 days ago. I saw him there.
Who? Jerry or
Yeah,
Paul?
Jerry. Jerry.
What is he
You know
fixing
he has a
glasses now? He has a
huh?
kid.
Yeah, he has a kid, yeah.
Crazy, dude. Everyone's starting to have kids now. Like I don't know if you like still follow up on some little people like you're obviously off
Uh,
social media and such. I just feel like I'm seeing a lot of people getting pregnant, bro.
it's that time, Bear. It's 23. You better find a wife and get a little bear going.
I'm trying to find me an ebony goddess. So if you are interested, and you know me, put in an application. I'll check it out. If not, we can set some up regardless. Who knows?
You want a foreign.
Hey man, I may be
Foreign.
white, but white girls are my least favorite.
Yeah. I could tell. I mean, I think time and time we talk about the girls you're interested in. I don't think I know one white girl that you were interested in ever.
There's a lot that I would have sex with, but I don't know. They're just not that. I don't know. I feel like they're just not. They're just not as attractive. And then like Hispanic women to
Hey,
me, black women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women.
yeah, Sam. I mean, I have my little I'm a sucker for Latinas, man. I'm a sucker.
Amen. Amen. I think everyone can guarantee that. Like on average, Latino women are probably average on like better, the best looking.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I think, but yeah, that's my opinion.
You know,
We need to take a trip to Miami one day. Ooh, Latina heaven there.
I'm 100% down to do that. I got family in Miami. Let's go.
Bro, it's been like 10 years, probably more since I've been in Miami. Last time I went there, it was like a family trip. So I didn't really do anything because I was still a kid. I
Same.
see, yeah, I
Now
see
we
my dad going to these fucking clubs, like shit.
now we can go wild the fuck out.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, let's end this on a good note. If you have anything left to say, end it on some good, beautiful women. We love y'all out there. Stay safe and happy. Anyone who listens,
Yes, sir.
we
Make sure to like,
appreciate you.
comment, and subscribe. Come
Listen to
back
the
for the next
man.
videos.
Yes, sir. We
All
appreciate
right,
y'all.
you guys have a good one.
Peace.